last time. Wait a sec. So are we recording? Yeah, we are. So welcome back to our Coffee Science question and answer series 2. And last time I think it was already successful quite a bit. Andre, you shared all the episodes and I think we got great feedback. And since last time we all still have some open questions and we got some new questions. Should we tackle them? Are you ready? So let me check.
Are the scientists ready?
I will be the I will be more on the moderating side, and you will be the science geeks again. But yeah, I'm ready. How about you, Samo? Caffeinated?
Ready? Ready? Oh no, actually not caffeinated, but eager to caffeinate. So super ready.
Great. Then how about we start off with a very geeky question. So there's one person asked, should I preheat coffee beans using a microwave before grinding the coffee?
Ooh, that's a weird question. Does microwave even work on coffee? Because maybe they don't have enough water that they would absorb microwave and they're just transparent to microwaves.
Could be. I think
be
the remaining humidity is like 2-3%, even lower.
Yes, up to 5.
Oh.
Yeah,
but
depending
usually,
whether you quench or not, yeah.
Yes, non-quenching is 1.5% usually. With quenching is as close as possible to the legal limit. so they can sell water instead of coffee, right? But I don't. If I answer this question from a different side, I don't see any reason why you should preheat the coffee. Because if you heat the coffee, then you lose aroma. So you don't want to do this in general.
So actually, you want the opposite side. You want to freeze or cool down your coffee. So when you grind it, you will have like a lower heat transfer or like a lower heating rate of your beans, and therefore a lower loss of flavor or aroma.
Yeah, that would be beneficial, I think. I think that's the benefit. Where the cooling is beneficial is to reduce aroma losses during grinding.
If I remember right, there was at the World Barista Championship, the national champion of Hong Kong. He was putting his roasted coffee beans into a plastic bag, and he put it to warm the coffee beans up before grinding into a hot water bath.
Mm-hmm.
And with this, he tried to optimize his extraction. So that is one thing I've seen from the barista world. And then the other thing, which you might be aware of, is the Victoria Arduino Mythos 1 and Mythos 2 grinder, where they have a Climate Pro technology, where there is like, or you can set a temperature between the bursts.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea behind is not really to heat up the beans. The idea behind is to assure that you have a constant temperature between the bursts during grinding. So when you start grinding, normally the bursts will be cooler, and then during rush hour, they will heat up. And by keeping them at a constant temperature, the idea is to have like a more consistent dose and a more consistent particle size distribution. But that is what I know from the barista world.
Yeah, the particle size distribution might start to change if you go into higher temperatures. Because at temperatures like 50 degrees or more, then the beans, they're not so brittle anymore. They get rubbery. So there will be much less fines in the grounds when you go to higher temperatures. But probably with heating the grinder bursts, it's more the consistency rather than changing the particle size distribution. I think with the consistency, you probably lose much, it will gain much more if you're consistent rather than having small improvements in the particle size distribution.
But yeah, maybe we should try. I've never heard about using the microwave. So that is the moment I arrive in the new lab, I will try that. But I wouldn't know now what would be the reason to do that.
Okay. Then I think the next question is really targeting you, Andre. So What is the best pressure for brewing espresso with no pressure profiling and no pre-infusion?
That is now a big debate because there was also a new paper coming out, a scientific paper published by Dr. Christopher Hendon about different pressures. So if I remember right, he used a pressure of 4 or maybe maximum 6 bars to extract the coffee for this scientific paper. So normally what you see, the pump pressure will be around 9 bars. And of course, depending on the resistance of the coffee puck, what you can measure will be a little more or will be a little less. For WBC, you will not be allowed to change the pressure. So the machine will be set at 9 bars. They will also check with this case device that you will have the appropriate pressure setting, and then you will extract at this pressure. What you can see nowadays is that some people, they will reduce normally the pressure. They most probably go to grind a little bit coarser, and you will get sometimes even more, an even sweeter cup, and sometimes an even more complex cup by using a lower pressure. But definitely you will lose on the tactile side. So you will end up with a lower TDS. You will have a lower body. So if you go to if you reduce the pressure to the minimum, you will more get like a filter brew. And then you can also extend the brew ratio. So instead of maybe 1:2, 1:2.5, you go up to 1.3 or even 1.35 or 1.124. So you get pretty long drinks like lungos or even Americanos without diluting and just putting all the water through the cup, through the coffee puck. It depends what you like. Okay. But I would say definitely if you look for heavy body, the viscosity of a heavy espresso, then you want to go up with the pressure. And the lower the pressure is, maybe even more complex, but you will lose on the tactile. And maybe you will also lose the crema. Samo, anything from your side to add?
No, not really. That was pretty in detailed answer about this. Yeah.
So what you can do in pressure, but I think it's very important. It's not only the pump pressure that you set. So it's really the resistance you get from the coffee puck. So when you work on pressure profiling, I mean, there is no real pressure profiling, for example, of Victoria Arduino on the Black Eagle, but you will have like a little wheel on the left side of the machine at the bottom where you can increase or decrease the pressure. But first of all, I think those baristas, they should work on their basic barista skills to really make sure they dose and they distribute evenly, tamp in a flat and always a consistent manner to make sure that the difference is not coming from the preparation, but really from the different pressure. And then you can try a little bit going up or down with the pressure and taste by yourself. That would be the best advice to give, and find out what is the best cup for yourself.
I think that is a great conclusion or result and wrap up, and good guidance for people who gonna watch this.